It's called Advanced Answering Techniques. So it is 3 professional people explaining to other people how to answer different questions, a multiple variety of questions. Advanced Answering Techniques.
Welcome to Advanced Answering Techniques. I'm one of your hosts, Josh. I'm a janitor in the basement of the podcast, but now they want me to run the company. You guys know what that, like I was, you get it? Like I was like,
Hudsucker Proxy.
Goodwill
just a
Hunting.
janitor. Well, yeah, like working in the mailroom. I guess that would be another one.
Yeah.
Working in the mailroom.
Is there a specific
I've been
reference you're making?
promoted. No, I was
Oh,
just
okay.
thinking about like that.
If it was Hudsucker
idea.
Proxy, then you're just supposed to be a fall guy.
Because that's
Right.
yeah, but that's the way it feels to me. Is like, wow, because I'm still trying to come to terms with
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
running, like being a host.
running
Yeah.
the company
Right.
of the podcast.
I feel like I still feel like imposter syndrome, like I'm
Yeah.
just the janitor of the podcast.
Does that mean that one of us is like trying to find you out, like make
Caleb.
it clear that you're
Shut up. Caleb is the villain of the podcast. He's trying to destroy the podcast from the inside. He's been hired. He's
Sometimes he
hired
doesn't
by
even have to try.
by a competing. He's hired from a competing company, and he's actually still working for that company. And he's on the now he's on the board
Yep.
of this company. He's trying to destroy it.
Got
But
rid
the-
of no competes.
Yeah, right. He's just flouting his non-compete clause.
Mm-hmm.
But then we get to the third act, and we realize that he actually has good intentions, but a very bad upbringing.
Right.
What do you
Just
think,
a minute,
What do you think
everyone.
about that? Does that sound accurate, Caleb?
Looking.
For the perfect sound effect to accompany this.
People say that so much of comedy. People say so much of comedy is timing. I don't think it's true.
That's
Sometimes
bull
it's
crap.
Sometimes it's different kind of timing than you think.
That's right.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is. You said, "What do I think about that?" And this is
You're shaking your head.
no,
Nodding your head.
wiggling my
Wiggling your
eyebrows.
eyebrows.
It is called Head Shake Short.
It's called
but
Head
as
Shake
we've
Short.
known, we do
Mhm.
use these as kind of symbolic sounds for other things, many things.
Yes.
Right.
It's kind of the beauty of, it's what happens with compression is you just use one thing and it starts to aggregate meaning.
Yeah.
Mm.
So fascinating how that works. It's kind of a semiotic truth, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gabe
Yeah.
is the former CEO of the podcast who's now the janitor. But the good thing is, actually, the company needs a really good janitor because it's a privatized hospital and you cannot have blood just all over the place.
It's
Right.
true.
Because
Again, it's so fascinating to watch a comedic master. Yep. Little slip,
You
little
will
slip in the blood.
In the blood. Yeah.
I'm
well,
sorry,
that's-
Gabe, about that.
It's okay. I just try to snap into those sound effects a little quicker.
No, sorry about
Oh.
your fall from power.
Oh, I don't mind actually. I think I'm more suited to janitorial
You feel
work
more comfortable
than
there.
than
It's like the
executive.
Peter principle.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
rise to the level of your greatest,
Yeah.
your level of incompetence.
I'm quite good.
Oh.
Quite good at cleaning. So
You rise to the level of your incompetence?
You rise. So, like, frequently you end up doing, like, people will end up
Yeah.
doing something
Yeah.
in a company that they're bad at.
uh-huh.
They were successful in everything else that they did, and then they got to a point, and then they're not getting promoted out of it because they're not very good at that
Yeah.
at that level. But then they're just kind of stuck there.
That's interesting. I wonder.
Is
yeah.
it interesting or is
no
it
one,
sad?
Do you guys have any experience?
No.
No,
No. Okay.
No, I've never felt like I would be in that zone.
no. You already heard the idea of the podcast at the beginning. We received.
Sorry.
What's that one now?
Let's stop talking about that.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
You already heard the idea of the podcast at the beginning. We receive questions from our users and we give them definitive ironclad answers. Squirrel on twisted limb. Highly trained tail. Careless, but perfect. Our answers are like this. That's you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ever watched a squirrel and like the movements of a squirrel's tail
Yes.
are like so perfectly articulated and just it's amazing.
Yeah.
And they're not even thinking about it at all.
Right.
That's what it's like. So like that's the style of answer that we bring across.
Do they even know they have a tail?
Yeah, right. Are they
It's
even they're not
behind
even-
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. They probably never look back there.
That's another thing that I like about squirrels. Is
They
they
never
never
look
look back.
That's true. Very
Yeah. No regrets.
No
very
regrets.
optimistic
YOLO.
creatures.
Crossing this road, YOLO.
I mean, they're always looking ahead. They're always gathering and storing nuts. I guess that is when they look back. They look back where they left the nuts. That's when they.
That's
they do
but
look
oftentimes they forget,
Yeah, that's true.
and that's also kind of a good quality
That is.
because that plants a forest.
Thank you, squirrels, for planting our forests.
Wouldn't it be incredible if just the squirrels had a store of I don't know what do you think a usual number
Corn.
of nuts in a
2,500.
squirrel 2,500.
Whoa.
Let's say that there's an attrition
Okay, 6,000.
of like 90% of
Okay.
that 2,500. So you have like 10% left. It's like what 250.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So what if 250 trees grew up right in one single spot?
That would be wild.
That squirrels can't be that responsible for
Yeah.
for,
I mean, I was going
for
to say
planting forests.
they're pretty. They do their part.
Yeah, yeah.
Forgetting is their job in
Yeah.
some way.
Yeah.
And we should. What if we got squirrels interested in? I mean, we don't need more corn.
Right.
What kind of crop
Okay.
do we need? Wheat.
No, I mean we've got plenty.
Plenty of
we're,
wheat.
We're
Lots
the
of wheat.
world's breadbasket.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Pineapples.
corn, wheat. Oh, pineapples. Yeah. What if we got squirrels interested in pineapples?
I don't know.
Now they're like collecting
Yeah.
pineapples.
What is a pineapple seed anyway? Is it those bits towards the core of the pineapple?
It has
Yeah.
to be right.
It simply must be.
You know what? Another fruit name that is so crazy to me is grapefruit. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, someone is so lazy. They're just like, we're at a grape,
Yeah,
so we'll just put fruit on the
Yeah.
end of this one.
yeah.
So that's kind of what is that?
Grapefruit.
What
so
is
now
that?
that's a different fruit, not at all like a grape.
That's
Hey, what? So what is that? It's kind of like an orange. I got it.
oh, bitter
Got it.
orange,
I think-
grapefruit.
I think we should have used this more. I think we should have, as we were like, we could have kept
Yeah.
fruit simpler.
Oh,
And
yeah.
just got apple fruit,
Yeah.
peach fruit.
Yeah. Pineapple
Yeah.
is apple fruit.
Yeah. Apple fruit.
That would have been a good move.
That's about the same.
Yeah.
The similarities between an apple and a pineapple are the same as a grapefruit and a grape.
That's exactly right.
I mean, I can't speak to that in a scientific, like a technical sense. There might actually be some reason for that taxonomy, some thought behind it. But
But I mean, we're talking.
sorry to rain on your parade, man.
That was the sound of rain on a parade.
Yeah, it's true. Each drop makes that sound.
If you slow raindrops down, that is what they sound like.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's my solution for.
I don't know, Josh. I don't know. Can you prove that?
Can I prove it? Yeah. I mean, that's how we make all these sounds.
You guys want to hear my solution for global conflict?
Yeah.
Give squirrels the nuclear codes
There you go.
because they'll just forget them.
Hide them and forget about them.
Yeah. But then
That would be interesting.
But then what? We've got
I
all
did-
these huge nuke code trees.
Yeah, I didn't say it was a good solution.
It's just yours.
That's interesting. When someone says solution, you need to. That's like a principle that we should.
Right.
When you're answering questions, if somebody, it's a good way to kind of keep on top of
Yeah,
somebody who's answering,
right.
because you do need to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll need to say, "Hold on." They're like, "I've got a solution," and you go, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa."
Okay. You said final solution. Okay.
Go ahead. That's okay.
Hitler was like, I didn't say it was good. It's just the last thing I could think of.
Holy.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Any other business before we get to our question today?
Okay, I wrote. So Josh usually writes a complete poem. I'm different.
Yeah. You wrote part of one.
I write part of a
okay.
poem.
Okay.
I'll read you it, and then we'll see if you guys
Work
have an
in
idea of
progress.
what it is,
Yeah.
what we could do to make
Oh,
it
is it like
better.
so? It's kind of is it a riddle or a poem? Which
It is a
it
poem,
closer?
but I
Okay.
want to see if what I
Okay.
wrote exudes what I was thinking of.
Gotcha.
It might be too abstract.
Yeah.
We'll see. He quietly digs in the dark, inspects his find, easy treasure he savors.
I mean, yeah.
Any thoughts?
I mean, I have I feel like you're in keeping with kind of something that you would write a poem about. Seems like someone picking their nose.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Think about the context.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where I want this to land, though, is
Okay.
what I was doing is I was putting my boys to sleep, and what I found is if I lay down next to them, they go to sleep way faster than if I just tell them to go to sleep.
Yeah.
So I lay down with them, and one of my sons, and I'm being like, "Be still, be
Yeah.
quiet." I'm not saying anything. I'm pretending to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, modeling as a role
Right.
model. I
Right.
model
Right.
the behavior I
Yeah.
want. Sometimes I don't model it. Sometimes it does turn into reality.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
That's the best
oh.
you know,
kind of modeling you can possibly do.
really doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Incarnating.
So I'm laying there, kind of have my eyes open a little bit, checking on the boys, see if they're asleep. Look over, my one son is digging in his nose.
Mm-hmm.
And my reaction would typically be like, don't pick your nose.
Yeah.
But it's so late.
Yeah.
And I don't want to ruin the vibe.
Yes. I know.
A real mood killer.
Yeah. For sleep.
People are
Just-
are sleeping,
Yep. One of them's
breathing
asleep.
calmly.
Mhm.
Somebody's just digging in their nose.
Mhm.
Looking at it, kind of like feeling
This
it
is-
out. Like,
this is
ooh,
like-
is this a good one?
What a perfect moment.
Yeah.
Don't
Is
wanna
this
ruin it.
worth
Yeah.
disobeying my father
Yeah.
over?
The answer is
And
yes.
yes, it is. So yeah, goes to town,
Mhm.
munches it, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna say anything. I just want to sleep
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
because sleep is a better teacher. It's kind of what I was trying to get. I don't know how to
Mhm.
end it.
Yeah.
How do I get there?
Can you read it again?
I'll read it
one-
again.
one
He
more
quietly digs in the dark, inspects his find, easy treasure he savors.
time? Mhm.
And then I had some other lines. They seem too forward.
He
though.
loved boogery flavors.
Yeah, I mean, flavors feels
Flavors
like a
is
very good rhyme. That's where I was going. to.
Yes. Okay. Sleep.
But it doesn't talk that there's nothing about the
The
kind of
teaching
teaching
of
aspect.
Okay.
sleep. Sleep will still his body.
Yeah.
Sleep will
Yeah.
enhance the flavors.
Yeah.
Well, this
Is
seems
mine-
to not
is-
be going very well.
Well, like his,
so we can just not do it.
Sleep teaches sleep unravels the mind in the midst of boogery flavors.
Ooh.
Overwhelmed by boogery flavors.
Sleep unravels the mind, overwhelmed by boogery flavors.
My only concern is that I'm not
Find mind. I think that I
That's
think there was,
good.
I think there was a rhyme.
That's
if,
good. That you think so?
I mean, I'm not looking at it.
Okay, well, I don't think we've quite done it.
Okay. That's
sure. We'll have to get to
Nope.
it next week.
note taken.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thanks, guys.
Sorry to have failed you.
You guys failed me. I was hoping this could really have come together.
Yeah.
It would be a special moment
Yeah.
for us.
I know.
Instead, here we are. That's
Interesting.
all right. Now we
Interesting.
got to
You're
start
so
the podcast
protective
like
of
this.
the vibe in your kid's
Yeah.
bedroom, but here you're just willing to run roughshod over
It
us.
was an oversight of mine.
Yeah,
It was my trust in you
Yeah.
is too much.
Has too much. Your trust in us has too much.
It was too much.
Oh,
It
it
was too
was
much.
too much.
Yep.
It could not sustain. Guys, speaking of things that can sustain,
Yeah.
the opposite of what we we're just talking about.
Like
Mhm.
this sound effect.
My face fell
Yeah.
when your
My
finger
heart-
hovered over
Gabe's-
that button.
Gabe's face fell. My heart sank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the tent is open.
The three-story
Three-story tent.
three-story tent.
Three-story tent
tent.
of fun.
Mm-hmm. It's
Sorry.
open.
Yeah.
That's great. And
Sustains.
now we're going inside the three-story tent of fun.
Yeah.
Just three, and I get the top. I get top story.
I get the middle.
I'll take the basement.
Janitor.
Perfect.
Keeping it clean down here.
Yep, my workspace is very creative, but not altogether.
tidy.
Not very tidy.
No.
Mine is like I'm caught between both of you. I'm cleaning the filth.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
Mine is really filthy. There's lots of
Dusty.
There's gunk. There's muck.
There's a bunch of
scum.
trash in the corner. It's all
Yeah.
dusty. My trash? No.
Perfectly clean.
Perfect.
Yes.
It's been
It's-
laundered.
You're always over there with your feather duster,
Yep.
just making sure no dust.
One of these
collects.
days I'll get around.
Yep.
Steven. Guys, I like Steven's a good guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
one of the best.
Yeah. And this week I went to work and I was trying to figure out how to get to my office. I have an injured foot.
Yes.
So I actually thought it would be easier if I just got into the ventilation.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Because crawling
Yes.
like out in like the hallways, like you don't want to just be crawling around.
Absolutely.
Right. Crawling
So
around out
you get in the
there.
ventilation, you get in the ducts, you can crawl to your heart's content.
No one
Mhm.
knows.
But the problem is it's not as easy to figure out how to get to your office once you're in the ductwork. I got very lost.
Yeah.
I spent several hours just kind of crawling around. I didn't have to put any weight on my foot, so that part was a success. But I did spend 3 to 4 hours just kind of like a hamster, kind of in one of those contraptions that you put a hamster in. You remember those?
Like a wheel?
Yep.
No,
Oh,
like a tube system.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was having a good old time.
Yeah.
But I did think I should have gotten to work. And eventually, I fell through a vent into Steven's office. He carried me over to my office. Really nice, really helpful. Just threw me on his shoulder, kind of fireman carry.
Okay. Yeah.
And got me over there. We were kind of chatting. I was kind of talking like into his back. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but we were discussing. And
What did you talk about?
We found out. This was interesting.
Okay.
We found out that we both have the same favorite fingers.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Ring?
Steven's question.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Can I
Oh,
really
sorry.
quick
Go ahead.
just
Yeah. Sorry.
I just thought
You want to
well an example
I'm
of what
really
Josh
reticent to let you do a sound effect after we had to listen to that really long
It's like
sound
45
effect.
seconds.
Yeah, it's so long.
It's very long, and I won't do it. But this is an impression of Josh walking on his injured foot.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I do that.
Yep.
Let's listen to Steven's question.
That's why he crawls.
That's why I'm crawling. Caleb, can we listen to Steven's question? Is that okay? That's so long too.
Lots of sustain on
You
that.
gotta have a sustain on a gong.
Hello, this is Steven. I've been sick for a couple weeks and was driving my parents down to Spokane to get on a flight. Or I was driving down to Spokane to pick them up. Anyway, this might be the sickness talking, but I was driving past a sign next to a gas station in Colfax, Washington, and the sign said, "Try our new taco burrito." And it made me think, A, what is a taco burrito? And then B, I was thinking, what is the difference? Is like a burrito a kind of taco? What would it look like to have? Is it tacos inside of the burrito? I guess my question is, what is that? And how would I find out more about it? Thanks.
What is that? What is a taco burrito? How does Steven want to find out? How could Steven find out more about it? I love Steven's attitude. How can I learn? How can I find out more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just what I would hope our listeners
Right.
are like.
And I think he's taken a good first step,
Yeah.
which is to record himself asking a question, send it in. That's
Yeah.
one way you can find out more.
Yeah. Admit that you don't know.
Yeah.
Humility.
Humility.
Yeah, and that it can be difficult. We are not always kind to the ignorant.
Do you mean us specifically,
Us
or
here.
as a human species?
Humans are not, and we are like
What are we but human?
We are like humans.
But no.
Yeah. Similar to humans.
Yeah, humanoid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this, and Steven's no different than we are in this way too.
Right. Right.
And,
We're similar to humans, and Josh is sort of similar to a squirrel
Yeah.
in that
Go ahead.
when he crawls through the vents,
Okay.
he forgets where's the nut of
Yeah.
the location
Yep.
of his office.
Yep. Where's my stash? That's my office.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So-
that's where I keep my tasks.
That grow into I don't know, paycheck trees or
Yes,
something.
yes.
Like,
Yeah.
just to follow the analogy all the way through.
Right,
all the way
right.
through.
Yep.
All the way through.
Blooms into life itself. Really.
Yeah.
And those paychecks turn into food
Yeah.
Work is life.
and heat.
Work is life. Work is life. The rest is just details.
Yeah. So
Taco burritos.
Yep.
Okay, now this is a tough one to address, right? Hot, 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 hot. Because they're fresh out of the oven.
yeah.
And it's just people are going to be always about it.
Yeah.
I've had similar discussions about sauce. What is sauce?
What is sauce?
Yeah. I mean, that's
It seems like a similar
Right.
kind of thing.
The taxonomy of these things gets difficult. There's an easy one, mayo. That's a kind of slime.
Delicious slime.
yes.
Yeah, the slime you eat.
That's easy, but a lot of the other ones are hard.
Yeah.
There's a famous one. You guys know what it is.
Is a hot dog a
It's a hot
sandwich?
dog, a sandwich.
Yep.
It's not.
You think it's not?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sausage.
Well, the hot. Okay. What part? You could make a
It
sausage
is-
sandwich.
It is weird. I agree.
I don't think it's a sandwich.
It has to be
What else could it
Well,
be?
he's saying
not a hot dog, but a hot dog with a bun.
Okay.
But here's the interesting thing:
Okay.
you don't call a bratwurst on a bun a bratwurst sandwich.
No.
either.
No.
So that's weird. There's something about the coherence of a single object.
Yeah.
You put a sausage into a roll, and we don't think this is a sandwich. We think that is its own thing. But then when you slice something up,
Yeah.
you slice roast beef, you slice some chicken up, and you put that on. Now that's a sandwich.
Right.
It seems that seems like something like
It
that.
seems silly. Well, to me, it's like if you offer Gabe a Kleenex
Yeah,
and it was a tissue of
Yeah.
some other brand,
Right.
he'd be like, "That's,
That's
not
not
Kleenex."
I don't think I would be that
yeah.
specific with it.
Velcro.
Velcro. Yeah.
Yeah, what would you say, Velcro? Given in your twisted mind,
In
what
my
would you-
twisted mind, well, I'd refer to it as it's like hooks and
yeah,
latches or something.
Yeah.
What is it?
yeah, that's tiny little hook. You go tiny little hooks,
Hooks
tiny
and
little latches.
What's the other one? Hooks.
It's like hook and release or something.
hooks and loops and hooks or
I
something.
Yeah,
don't
sure.
know. Hook
That's-
and loop.
It doesn't actually matter.
No.
Yeah, that's
And we're not here to talk about that.
No. We're here
No.
to be really focused and to address this question seriously.
Yeah.
And the question, so let's just to get kind of the boring stuff out of the way, what are some of the most basic options? You
Right.
could have a crunchy sort of tortilla with filling inside that is like wrapped, right?
Okay.
Tacos are famously unwrapped.
Yep.
So maybe this is kind of like a wrapped taco,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean,
It's one option.
that's an option. I was thinking. Well, it immediately made me think of. I mean, this is, I think, more common on the East Coast. Out
Yeah.
west, you don't see it as much.
Yeah.
But the idea of a cheeseburger hoagie.
Right. Interesting.
That seemed to kind of track with taco burrito,
Right.
where you're kind of taking a smaller, something that's usually more of a
Yeah.
compact
Yeah.
form factor,
Now, Gabe,
and expanding it into a cheeseburger, into a longer form
Justin,
factor.
Yes.
I'm just interested. Do you see any kind of problems with the analogy that you're making there? The idea of a cheeseburger hoagie, like thinking about the SAT,
Okay,
I did very
Yes.
well in the verbal
Right.
section.
taco
Personally,
burrito.
not very good at the math section.
Yeah.
Pretty good at the verbal section though. Analogies, 100%.
I don't even
Oh,
know
yeah.
how I did on them.
Yeah.
I
So
didn't do them.
so to me, taco is to burrito,
Right.
as cheeseburger is to hoagie. That's a different. We're talking about a different relationship, right?
Can I just say that
Yeah,
I want to laud Gabe for not doing the SATs
Yep.
I'm not part of the system.
because sitting is the new smoking.
That's true. You're not wrong there. I've never done SATs.
SAT. I do not do the SAT.
No way, man. That stuff kills.
Sorry though.
So Josh, you're saying that it doesn't track because
Well, think about-
cheeseburger to hoagie
Yeah.
is not as close a relationship as taco to burrito.
That's what I'm thinking. Is the filling of a taco
I-
is basically
I
the
agree with
filling
that.
of a burrito,
right.
Right.
right?
The main thing.
Although,
Go ahead. Go
let's
ahead.
see if we're going to go in the same direction
Okay.
here.
I was just going to say, yeah, the big differences between a taco and a burrito are the wrapping. What is it put in? What is the vehicle of delivery?
right.
Right? Because we're talking the same flavor profiles. We're talking a lot of the same ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
Not often you see rice on a taco, though.
That's exactly
So-
where I was headed, Caleb.
That's rice you don't put on
Okay,
a
so-
taco typically.
That's money.
Thank you.
We are both on the money.
You're so money.
You don't even know it,
Don't even
baby.
know it.
That must be a reference to
It's a
something.
reference to Swingles. Swingers.
Swingers. Yeah. Gabe. It's
It's Swingers.
swingers.
Okay.
With John Favreau.
Yeah.
Oh,
Vince Vaughn.
yeah. And Vince Vaughn.
Anyway.
Heather
it's
Graham.
Heather Graham.
She's the love interest.
Rob. What's his name? Ron Livingston.
Okay.
Livingston from Office Space.
Oh. So, okay, but tacos.
That
Tacos
was-
and burritos.
I just want to. Caleb was being so polite that it felt weird.
Yes, but taco burrito. Back to
Yep.
taco burrito.
Taco burrito. Who are the main stars
Right.
of tacos and burritos?
Meat,
You know,
Who's a John
Yeah.
Favreau
Meat,
of
onions.
yeah.
onions.
I mean, again, you have to kind of talk about what kind of taco you're discussing. Are you going with like a ground beef
There's
and
just
queso and
things
lettuce
that you
and
would
tomato?
see in a taco that like a
Yeah.
authentic person would put in a taco.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
You
So
know?
I would say it would be like meat, onions, cilantro,
Authentic
lime on
Mexican
top.
person, not just any
Right.
I am
authentic
just
person.
so
I knew
earnest
that
and real.
I knew that when you said authentic person, you were thinking Mexican.
Yeah, not like an authentic German person, what they
Right.
would put in a taco.
We could just
they're
refer-
going to put bratwurst in it.
We could refer to them as persona authentica.
Yes, that might give a hint at what we
Yeah.
mean.
See,
For our Spanish speaking.
and I don't know if persona is that works. It just made sense to me.
Persona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Depending on
Yeah.
the sex of the person.
So yes, what do you put it in there? That's kind of the biggest thing. And it's like, I guess a taco burrito to me could just be like chock full of, we got some kind of machine working over here.
Yeah, there's people are Go ahead. Hey,
Grab it.
Might as well.
you've already ruined it.
Feel shame. Art. We heard that machine grumbling.
Oh, it's a printer. I was gonna say it sounds like a printer.
Do you
is
think
printing.
do you think
a
what
printer.
a printer prints is like, is it work? Is it like art, or is it like something it's getting rid of?
Is it waste?
Is it waste? Yeah.
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 It's
I,
like-
no, yeah.
You haven't used the printer in a while, and
Yeah.
it's like really
Oh,
ready
geez.
for you.
It's like a cow that
Yeah.
needs to be milked.
Yes. Yes. Which is kind of art.
That is the cow's art.
A cow's art
Yeah.
being milked.
Oh,
a bucket full of
Art.
delicious cream.
Yeah.
That's a cow's masterpiece.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, a burrito
Like
could just
what
be like,
glass of a cow's masterpiece?
I'll have some cookies and the cow's masterpiece. Yeah, my favorite ice cream.
Yes. Cafe cone, cow's masterpiece.
There's cows do have a tendency to kind of work in sort of a Jackson Pollock mode.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You know.
a bad cow.
But it's kind of
for sure.
stacked. It's like the bucket. It's
Yeah.
like you have to rethink you throw away everything
Right.
you know about a kid.
Yeah,
Just forget it.
it's like
It's a
if
totally
Jackson,
different thing.
If Jackson Pollock just poured paint into a bucket.
Well, like, yeah,
Like he stopped before he made the art.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jack the Dripper. I mean, that fits for
there you go.
cows,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. You would call a female cow Jack the Tripper.
You can name a female Jack.
Sure.
Okay.
My in-laws had a
I don't want to hear about your weird
Yeah.
family.
okay. I'd say that they're not as weird as my immediate family.
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. So yeah, what you put in a burrito,
Yeah.
like, I guess you're putting rice on a taco to
Right.
make a taco burrito, or you're putting no rice in a burrito. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Rice does kind of like it's not. It's it's like squares and rectangles. Like not all burritos have rice in them,
Right.
but you would say that is a characteristic specific to a burrito, as opposed to
There's just not
a
enough
taco.
room in a taco to take it up with some rice. Whereas you have so much room in a burrito,
Isn't this-
you want to fill it out.
Yeah.
Isn't this interesting? Don't you find as you mature that you're getting better and better at making your tacos of like understanding
absolutely.
and like and where I've ended up is sparse with everything else, heavy with meat.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the way to do
It's
it.
kind of it. Yeah.
Yep.
Like that's what you want. You want you want to add a little bit of extra flavor and texture and all that, but really very sparse, lots of meat.
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah,
I
we'll
think that's
definitely
the way
hit
to
the meat first. Taco Bar
Well,
101.
but
Well,
that's not
that-
even actually
okay,
So
interesting,
because
Caleb.
I would do my move is to tortilla down just the tortilla lays in anticipation on the
Yeah.
plate,
Yeah.
and then you sprinkle
Tortilla?
some cheese
Mm-hmm.
for a
Tortilla
taco. Yeah.
for a taco. Oh, you're talking about not a hard shell. Yeah,
Not a
yeah,
hard
yeah.
shell.
I see.
I would say I eat
I think
maybe
of
two hard
shell.
shell tacos
I mean,
a year.
That's absolutely
Like
true.
I really don't eat that
We
many
don't
hard
eat-
shell
we don't-
tacos.
We
either.
grew up eating those
That
more
was
than
the
that's what we
anything
grew up
else.
eating.
Primary.
So that's what I think of. But you're
Yes.
right. There's the soft shell taco.
I do. I mean,
and I
and
don't think of that thing as a tortilla.
yeah.
most of
is.
the time I just do a street taco style thing.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
cheese would not be part of that, but if there's cheese available, I'll put that down, put the warm meat atop it. Get a little bit of a melt going.
Mm-hmm.
Those are good buds
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
The taco also, the cheese can kind of act as a
Binding agent.
adhesive between the meat and the tortilla to prevent slippage.
That's what I like to think of.
Yeah.
Some of my foods are adhesives.
Yep.
cheese is a cow's glue.
That's correct.
Thank you. It's really,
It's interesting
these
how.
cows are really crafty. Arts and crafts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I don't feel that we're much closer to really answering this question.
So
this has been good. I feel like I'm learning a lot. The listenership has to be learning.
can I propose something?
Yeah.
Are you sure, Josh?
No.
You seemed kind of
I'm all too ready.
dismayed.
I'm just kind of disappointed with us at this point
Well,
in the podcast.
I did listen to the question earlier.
Yeah.
And it kind of got some thoughts going. And I did.
Oh, that's
Just-
great. I'm glad that's happening for you.
It's finally happening. There's some sort of, stimulant of some
Yeah.
kind. Some
It's kind of new,
thing out in the
interesting
world.
feeling.
Gabe
exactly.
listened to the episode and he goes,
Oh, yeah, right. I start to have ideas.
Yeah.
That's my thinking sound.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about the linguistic aspect of this, right? So, en español.
En español.
When you are describing something, the descriptor follows the subject that it is describing.
Yes.
And as we know, a burrito, what does that translate to?
a little donkey.
Little donkey. So I'm wondering if this is not because if you were ordering a plate of
Okay.
steak tacos,
Yeah.
you would say en español, you would say tacos de carne asada, right?
Yes.
Or something like
Yes.
that.
Mm.
Tacos carne asada. And so what I'm saying is this place is selling little donkey meat tacos.
Yes.
Little donkey meat tacos.
Right. These
Right.
are these. This is meat
Where's
from
the
little
meat?
donkeys
Oh.
Yes.
that are. It's
Butchered, cooked.
prepared with all the love
Yeah.
and attention that you would expect from an authentic person.
See.
This has solved so much. Honestly, Gabe, why did you let us do what we
Just
did?
wander in the
Due
wilderness.
diligence.
Gabe really was being sort of godlike.
Yeah.
He was like watching us.
Well,
Just
if I tell you
stumble
exactly
around.
where wisdom is,
Yeah.
you can't be led directly to wisdom.
I
You
guess
have to
this
kind
is
of-
like me reading a poem, hoping
Oh.
you guys will finish it,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
and then you don't.
It's like
But-
leading a cow to water.
You can't
Yeah.
finish the poem.
Yeah.
Unable to help me be a cow.
right. The water's just
I want to
waiting
make a
there.
masterpiece, but no one will milk me.
You know, if you're looking for definitive ironclad answers, that's it right there.
Yeah.
Is the only real question that remains for that
Right.
is how small how small are these donkeys? What's the cutoff?
Right.
I think
Is
it's
this-
all, I think
this
it's
is veal
in my
of
head.
donkeys.
What I would like to see is that each taco contains an entire donkey.
Okay. Wow.
Very small donkeys.
These are small
Or-
donkeys.
Very large burritos. Or sorry, very large tacos.
Sorry, yeah.
very large
Yeah.
tacos.
Yeah.
Perdona me.
Yeah.
Very large burrito.
Right.
Yeah. For a large taco.
Yeah. And it's going to be an extra large taco.
Yeah. I mean that's
Burrito.
that's
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that to me that's just a fun thing to see like a whole it's like they're roasting these. Have you ever seen when people cook hamsters?
No.
Okay.
Not
People
this week.
eat hamsters, yeah. And when they cook them, they're kind of just like any kind of small animal
Right.
that they would roast over a fire.
Say a squirrel.
Say
Right.
a squirrel even. Hamster, squirrel.
Yeah.
Something that's forgotten.
Yes.
That'll show you to lose my nuclear codes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Even though that's why we chose you.
Yes.
Our plan for nuclear disarmament.
We really went back on it. We really want those codes back, squirrel.
Yep.
Tell us where they are.
Yep. Or we'll cook you and eat
Look
you.
at your friend.
Yeah.
So
Cooking
that's
hamsters.
what I would like. If we're just blue skying this, we're
Okay.
just
Kind
kind
of
of
like,
yes. Let's go for what gold.
Right.
I'd love an entire donkey
Donkey
Okay.
per
in each one.
individual
So-
taco.
Yeah.
Are we assuming that they have, bred selectively?
And they're small. It's
They've-
not that they're
okay.
huge tacos.
Oh,
They're
right,
small
right.
tacos.
Yeah.
It's like a normal size taco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. I mean, that's troubling.
So it is because what are those, You guys remember those? There's like a French food that is like an entire bird.
French fries.
Oh yeah.
An entire
Yeah.
bird in something. You know,
Yes.
it's like you kind of like let it age and
Mhm.
everything, and it's like an entire tiny bird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In some kind of pastry, I think.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, with-
this is so these are what we are learning here is that these are donkeys that have been bred. They're very, very small.
Yep.
They can sort of fit in the palm of your hand,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and that they're then being sort of brined. You
Okay.
know, they're slaughtered, brined individually. So that the bones can sort of break down,
Right.
and so that you can just eat a single
Yes.
donkey.
The sustenance of that
burrito.
meal is going to be, incredible.
Yeah,
gonna
you
get
don't
all
wanna-
this collagen. You're going to get all this. You're going to get the brains, those
It's-
tiny donkey brains.
Right.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yes. The sweetmeats.
The sweetmeats.
Yeah. Right. Yeah,
Um,
you get all those nutrients.
and it's just it's a beautiful thing to behold.
Yeah.
I mean, it would
Isn't
be
it?
for me, right? Because you get the taco and you don't know what you're getting. You look in and there's stuff on top. I mean, unless they're doing it Gabe's way, which
Yeah.
they put the meat on top.
Yeah.
You
usually
just
it'd
have
be
to
like
order it
m-
Gabe's way.
Yeah.
Gabe's way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it Gabe's way.
I'll
That means
order it.
extra ears.
Yeah. It's true. Just
That's
any
right.
of those extra donkey little burrito ears you got laying around.
Just lay them on
Toss
there.
them in.
But so then you'd get it. You don't know what it is because
Yeah.
there's all this stuff on top.
Right.
If you're not getting it Gabe's
Right.
way, let's say you're not going off menu
Yeah.
and you don't know what it is, you're kind of interested.
Mm-hmm.
Take a bite. It's so good. How could it be so good?
Yeah.
You look at your other one, take it apart.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful little donkey there.
That's because I'm eating an entire life form
Yeah.
Yeah.
in this one
It's
morsel.
like shrimp.
Right.
Taco burritos are the shrimp of donkeys.
Now, Stephen's question, and of course, this is part of the problem of this sort of thing, is he's asked an additional, it's kind of a two-part thing. Because what are taco burritos? First
Yep.
part.
Handled.
How can he find out more? Well, I
Mm,
think he just did.
I think he just did.
that's true. I have an alternative.
Okay. Yes.
An
No,
alternative.
no. We don't claim to be fully comprehensive and totally exhaustive.
Yep. And
Ironclad, definitive,
Yeah.
yes.
yes.
Sense of
But
style.
exhaustive,
Mhm.
no.
Yeah.
Look, if we were doing that,
This podcast would never end.
where it would never end.
Yeah.
Right. And that would be, some would say, bad.
Let us know. Let us know how that would be.
Yeah. Should the podcast end?
And we don't mean like
Yeah.
the run of the shows
Right.
should end. We mean should the
Any one episode. Should any
actually-
one episode end?
End.
Or should it kind of just be all of our lives?
please write in.
Right.
Let us know
And
what
the episodes are basically just time markers between which
Yeah.
week it is.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And wouldn't that be interesting? I don't feel that there's really a sort of a feasible economic.
Yeah. At any point we can reference another question. We're actually
Right.
just adding questions in to
Yeah.
the discussion we're already having.
But the truth is, it comes out after we die,
Yeah.
because that's when you would have the completed
Yeah.
episode.
That's
That
when
would
you
be
could
that
press
would be an
stop on
episode.
record.
Yeah.
So in one way, asking us to never end this episode is a way to never have to listen to it again until we all die.
Exactly. But then when we do, you guys have to.
You must. Yep. So my idea is this: if you want to learn more about this, I'm assuming these little donkeys, people aren't going to like this. So the people making these taco burritos,
Yeah.
they're trying to keep it under wraps. You can't just go in and ask them about it.
Yes.
So what you're going to need to do is start working there.
Yeah.
That's how you can
Learn
find
the
out
trade
more.
secrets.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to know more, it's like the best way to learn is to teach.
Yep.
And the best way to learn about
Just-
tiny little taco burritos is to work at this Mexican food place.
Now, the trick to me though about that saying the best way to learn is to teach.
Yeah.
It's like, well, how do How do you learn how to teach?
Well, those who can't do teach.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
try to do something. And
So
then
right, to learn
if you
to
can't,
teach.
just teach.
Right. Yeah. Right, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my advice. Learn more. Just go work. Go do the work, or someone you know. Send someone you know.
Send someone
If you can't do it, if you don't think the money you'd make from that job would support you and your family,
Right.
Right.
then maybe send some like a poorer person,
Yeah.
like one of your poor friends suggested.
I gotcha. Okay.
Your poorest child.
Yeah, whichever child you know that's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
not making
That
enough
is-
money.
Yeah.
That's what happened for me. I was looking at kind of, hamburgers.
Right.
And I
Mm.
was like, I do not understand.
Can you please?
I need at least one of my children. It's turned out multiple children to go work at a hamburger place.
Yeah.
It seems to be an inexhaustible
You've learned so much.
subject because they're still working there
You're
Yeah.
learning new things about burgers every day.
every day.
Right.
Like how cheeseburgers. How about like how cheeseburgers are not like tacos are to burritos to hoagies.
Right.
Tacos are to burritos as to hoagies. Say I did
Cheeseburgers.
do
Analogies.
the SAT and I didn't do good in either one
Yeah.
of the parts. Is there a third part?
Now there is, but
Yeah.
there wasn't
Yeah.
probably when you were in it.
I was
Definitely
just
when I
not
took it.
good at it, except for the sitting part.
Yeah, you could sit there. SAT.
Yeah, I didn't do them, so I have no idea what my score would be.
Yeah.
But probably 0.
Be interesting to find. Well, that right there would be an accomplishment, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would get sent somewhere if you got that score.
Yeah.
You would gain admission.
You would go somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight to hell. They just make me kneel and just execution style. Yes.
Or they
exactly.
just poof. Or we could do, yeah.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
I just got done grading your test.
I'll need you to put this bandana on.
Stand in front of that wall.
Puts the paper in a pile called Too Stupid to Live.
Go
Yep.
stand over there next to those bodies. Right here. Yes, spatial reasoning is so bad.
looks like he's got enough bodies over here that he doesn't need any more bodies.
Yeah.
Surely he wouldn't be trying to add to that pile of bodies. Just the whole inference of it,
Yeah.
just doesn't.
bodies.
Just doesn't work.
Nope.
Excuse me, sir. What's these bodies mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and then
To sum up, Stephen asks, what are taco burritos? Taco burritos are tiny little donkeys that have been cooked in such a way that you can just eat per taco a single donkey.
yeah,
And you can find out more by gaining employment at the place that sells this or enlisting someone else too.
Just another idea I had. If the kind of breeding process goes haywire and you've got actually insane little, haywire for donkeys.
donkeys
Yeah.
eat hay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
If the donkeys get so small that they're almost like a salt,
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
then that could
Go ahead.
they could use it like salt.
You could use it like salt on other donkey meat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So if
Wow.
okay. What I like is the very clear line. Is the very clear line and the necessity.
Yeah.
That's there. Yeah. Because it would be unlikely that it would become like, ground beef.
Right.
The size of ground beef or individual grains of rice or
Right.
but salt.
Salt.
Yes.
We all know that if you
Why
breed
you-
it,
You're probably going to get
yeah.
some different varieties of
Right.
sizes. You get one whole group that's the size of rice.
Yeah.
What are we going to do with this? Keep it around.
Yeah.
Then it gets even smaller to salt.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you can season that rice, that donkey rice with donkey salt.
And you know what you could call the salt? What? Himalayan salt.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That would. It's fun branding.
Himalayan.
Himalayan salt.
Yeah, for donkeys.
Thanks so much for listening.
Josh looked stunned.
This has been Advanced Answering Techniques. And we would like to answer your questions.
Yes.
You can send those to us as an audio file at advancedansweringtechniques@gmail.com.
And go check out the Bandcamp.
Josh does songs on there.
Josh does songs. All the songs you hear at the end, you can listen to them one-off from the Bandcamp. Again, suggested donation is $3,000 per song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's suggested. Yeah, don't,
It's suggested, but the recommended amount is $2,000 per song.
Yeah. Yeah, and the actual amount that anyone's paid is zero.
$0.
Yeah, and that's fine. They don't have to take our
No,
suggestions or recommendations.
No. That's they're just guidelines. They're not important.
Yeah.
So yeah, please send those to us. You can send an image. You can send money.
Yeah.
Those can be questions too.
Yep. Puny
problems.
problems.
You haven't gotten any of those?
No puny problems. Okay.
Okay.
I love the feast and famine aspect of our questions.
Yeah.
We got so many questions. It's taken us months to work through our questions. So we've gotten, in the meantime, no new questions.
Yeah. March is a curious month. People have it pretty much figured out in April. It's not really questioning month.
Yep.
Which is funny because it's April Fools.
April Fools. And it is foolish to kind of not engage with your ignorance and ask a question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. The song that we're going to hear is coming up.
Here it comes.
And here it comes.
Get ready.
And there is a very inside joke to the song that like pretty much two listeners who are not podcast hosts will get.
Interesting. I can't wait for that.
I'm excited.
Bye.
I hope it starts soon.
Bye.
Bye.